Hi, it's Erin Dagenet, and my database of the week is the World Almanac for Kids, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of it right now. This is a subscription-based product by Infobase, and it's an extension of the book series with the same name. It's a database of educational information, activities, resources, and lesson plans for elementary age kids in K-8 and their educators. And I think it's important to note that the World Almanac for Kids now has a version for elementary age children in K-3. So while they're still calling this a resource for K-8, it's probably actually more appropriate for grade 4 and up. And even then, I'd say for kids to use this on their own, they'd probably have to be pretty good and comfortable readers. We'll start here on the home page, where we see a bento box style of information organization. There's a single search bar at the top and some main menu items across the top as well. From every page in the database, you can click back to the home button. The topics section is where you can browse information by topic, and there are 10 main topics that you see in color here, those main headings with a lot of subheadings. Also across the top is a section for videos, which has a featured video on the top and then videos by subject down on the bottom. There's a section for games, and that has the same format, featured game up top and games by subject on the bottom. And in this drop-down menu, you can see there are some science projects, maps, flags, fun facts, and a homework help section, and I'll click over there to show you this section. On the left side, there are help topics, reference guides, writing help, math help, and on the right side there are some study tips and some really helpful videos, including one on doing basic research, and I'll just show you that quickly.
Now is the time to use a set of keywords. Keywords are nouns and objects related to the topic. Unique identity.
I thought it was great that this database had a section on research methods to provide kids with the language around search and some of the tools they'll need to be able to build out their search toolbox in the future. Down at the bottom here, I'll just point out that there is a citation information for each entry in the database. There's an option for a few different styles and then ways to export into 3 different softwares. Let's say back from the home page that I want to do some research on tsunamis. I'm going to click over to the topics, and I can make my way to my topic from here by checking under physical science and weather and climate. I know from doing this search earlier that there isn't a heading for tsunamis though. So I'm going to go to the search bar up top and put my search term in here, tsunami. You can see that I get a variety of results and that these results are clustered over here on the left, though not in a typical way we might see in a more comprehensive database where the numbers of the records are tallied beside each category. I can click on any of these categories though to narrow my search down a bit. I can also approach my search through the Advanced Search tab up here. In the Advanced Search tab, I'm going to type my search term, tsunami, into the search bar, and then I can filter my search by type of document I want or by topic. I'm going to check out videos and search for that. And I ended up finding a great video of tsunamis that I could use for a presentation or just some research. I'll show you now how educators could use the database. From the Advanced Search page, I can search by standards here. So if I'm teaching in Massachusetts, I can search by Massachusetts, and let's say I'm teaching 6th grade and I'm interested in some science topics or science lessons for my 6th graders. Doing that search, I can find some content that is appropriate for the group I'm teaching and also for the curriculum in which I'm teaching. I can also find standards by looking at the topics first. Let's say I'm interested in animal behavior under the life science topic. Click onto that. And from there, I'm going to click on communication using visuals. And I'll be able to see how the content can be applied to a grade level. by searching content first as opposed to going through it by grade level. So up here at the top I have some choices, and one of them is standards. And in looking at the standards, I can go back into Massachusetts, and I'm not going to make you wait because the page is loading really slowly. But I can go back in and find appropriate lesson plans for the grade that I want to teach in the topic that I've selected. Every entry in the database also has this read aloud section or clickable button that will read the article. You can hear.
Scientists call it a visual display.
Unfortunately, it's this monotonous computerized voice, and I think it's probably not very appealing to kids. That's my biggest criticism with the database. There's a section above for teacher resources, which we can click on. It's got all kinds of information on the standards, how to create visual graphs for information, maps, handouts, and there's a section on lesson plans here. And within that section, you can see lesson plans for all kinds of different topics. And the lesson plans are pretty comprehensive. They include learning objectives, vocabularies for your topic, ideas and themes, handouts. And I think this is a great resource for educators. To wrap up, I'll show you the sources section down at the bottom of the page. It lists the many resources that the database has taken information from, so you know where the information is coming from. And the very last thing I'll show you is the help page. There is a help section for the InfoBase database, but unfortunately it looks like this today. I believe the site is having some problems. It's taken a very long time to load each page, which is why I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there are a lot of edit cuts in here. Anyway, thanks very much for going on a tour of the World Almanac for Kids with me.